Hello and welcome back. I just got back from WonderCon and I've been on a little bit of a hiatus. I know what y'all must be thinking, bro. Where the videos at? It's been weeks. Man, WonderCon was crazy. I'm gonna throw some pics right here and right here. I just got back from WonderCon. Give me a little bit of a chill. I was con crunching, doing everything. But welcome back. Welcome. This is the first real video that I'm making. The first actual video. Y'all can see. You see that light? You see that light? See that light? I got the ring light going. I was gonna film Wednesday, but I chose quality. So we waited for the ring light to come in. Now I'm looking melanated. I'm looking at melanin goodness. I'm looking good. Quality looking up. Welcome back. Welcome to the first video. Now today we have a lot to get into because I'm gonna show y'all how we made the Prowler helmet. Look at that. Oh my god, look at it in its glory. I'm gonna show y'all from start to finish how we made the Prowler helmet. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer video. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer tutorial because I'm gonna get into everything, the nitty gritty, what the struggles were, how hard it was, everything. I'm gonna get into the nitty gritty on how we made it and how we made it become the Prowler helmet that everybody knows and loves. Now this video is gonna be oriented into many different parts. First, I'm gonna touch on how I got it off the bed and how I positioned it to survive theoretically when I'm printing it off the bed. Then I'm gonna go into bondoing and sanding and all that good stuff. Then I'm gonna go into how I painted it and how I wet sanded the paint and repainted it over and all the painting stuff. Then I'm gonna go into the magnets and all that good stuff. Then finally, I'm gonna go into the lights and the mesh and all of that. So it's gonna be into different sections today. It's gonna be many different parts and many different sections and how I made it and how I got it to be the Prowler helmet, my boy. So stay tuned. Here we are. I bet y'all didn't expect to be in the internals with it, to be in my PC to see what I'm seeing. I'm telling y'all, let's get it. So whenever y'all print a helmet, this is how you would want to print it. You want to print it straight up. You want to always have your helmets facing straight up so it mitigates the amount of filament you use and it helps with the survivability of your print. So you want to always have it straight up like you see here. And you see this blue, these supports. Whenever you print a helmet, no matter what helmet it is, it could be a Red Hood helmet, it could be what other helmets are there? It could be a Prowler helmet, it can be a Spiderman mesh mask, it can be whatever helmet you print. Whatever helmet you print, always the eyes, you never want supports in the eyes. It's always a waste. You always have a waste of filament whenever you put support in the eyes because there's no point, because when it prints all together, it'll print the layers on top of each other regardless, so you don't even need that. So this is how I printed it. I printed it straight up. It's a lot to make it survive. Always, whenever you print, you're gonna have this right here. You're gonna have the supports just sitting there and you're gonna have it like that regardless. So whenever you print, you always want it to have it straight up and you always want no support in the eyes. And this is how I printed it. I think it took a day, 9 hours to do. So not too long. You can see it right here, just going straight up. And you see how I said with the eyes, look, bam, the eyes don't need it because it's printing straight up regardless, so you don't even need it right there. So that's a little bit of an interior on how I printed it out. Yeah. Next we have the back piece in all its glory. The back piece and how I printed it and how I oriented this. You see it on the screen. So for the back piece, I had to print this upside down. One, because it saved me filament. It saved me so much time in filament. It took only 13 hours for this piece. If I printed it straight up normally, it would have took me like a day and 5 hours and I was not waiting. So I printed it like upside down. As you can see how it goes around, so it's really easy. It doesn't even need supports at the bottom part. Sometimes it might generate some, but as you can see, it generated like micro supports. You don't even need supports at the bottom. So if you have a round piece like that, it'll just go up on itself. It doesn't even need supports half the time. So I printed it upside down to save filament. Nothing really too special, just printed straight up, printed with the holes, the magnet holes. Every time you print and your print has magnet holes, you would always get the supports inside the magnet holes. There's no getting around it. So basically all I did was flip it upside down, put the seam line in the back. The seam line basically connects the print all together. Without a seam line, the print wouldn't even exist. It wouldn't even work. So you need a seam line to kind of connect it all together. So what I did was put the seam line in the back so I can sand it down really easy because it could be really smooth in the back part. So you don't even need to have it and it could just go straight up. That's all I did for that. Pretty simple. It took me only 13 hours to do and it survived on a one shot. So whenever you print smooth part, make sure you put the seams always in the back and you're chilling. That's all you need to do. Come on, boy. Now we got the eye part. We got this part right here, this whole entire eye, as you can see on the screen. What I did for this is I fucked it up multiple times because I tried to print it together. It didn't want to work. This top little part right here kept breaking off every time I printed it over and over and over. It took me about 4 times to get it right. So I just said, fuck fuck it, I give up. I'm just gonna print it one at a time. So this is how I printed it. Like I said with the eye, you don't need anything in the eye. You see how there's nothing in the eye, it's only on the edge, nothing in the eye. Whenever you try to print and cure, for some reason, the supports wanna go in the eye and just waste all your filament. You do not need that. Do not do that. I'm looking at you, motherfucker in the back right there. I'm looking at you. So do not do that. Whenever you print, make sure it's not in the eye. Make sure you have support blockers in there. And then what you want to do, make sure you print it straight up. Like I said, tilt it back a little bit so you can save on more filament. And like I said, this didn't want to work. It kept wanting to chip off, so I had to tilt it back anyway. So like you see, go straight up. Make sure this survives at the bottom. It goes straight up, keeps going up. Nothing in the eye. It's going to go in that little hole right here because that's just a little detail. Support's gonna go in there regardless. Go straight up. Make sure you have good supports right here because this likes to fall off too. And yeah, and this took me about 9 hours to do. Not too crazy, not too long. Make sure never put supports in the eyes. I'm gonna keep saying that. Do not put supports in the eyes because you will be wasting filament no matter what. So if you ever do print something like this, do not put supports in the eyes. Motherfucker, I'm looking at you in the back. I'm still looking at you in the back because I know you want to do it. Come on, I know you want to do it. Do not do that shit, boy.
Ooh. Say ooh.
Last but not least, we got the speakers right here, the little speakers, air filters, whatever you want to call it. I don't give a shit. Anyway, we got, like I said before, print up high, always print straight up like this because you will mitigate the amount of filament. And what do I say? Your shit will survive. And we do want them to be living. We do want them to be breathing. So like I said before, print it up straight up. Nothing really too crazy here. It only took about 2, 3 hours, 4 hours to do. It's nothing too crazy. It goes straight up. And I printed the screws. The screws are just tiny. It doesn't really matter about the screws. Just print them straight up. And you could just peel it right off. Nothing. No supports or anything. Like no sanding or anything actually. You could just peel it right off. It'll be fine. But for this, print it straight up. Always keep it high. Always keep the amount of filament you use down because you want to save as much as possible. Because that shit add up, man. That shit add up, man. You wanna mitigate the cost, man. We trying to stay, we broke out here, man. So yeah, you wanna keep it straight up, keep it high, and it'll print just like this, and you'll be perfectly fine. Nothing too much to say. Basically, that's how I oriented it and how I made all the pieces survive and how I get it in their own way while mitigating the cost and the material that I use and to get it to look this clean, looking so fly. This will be hard for you if you don't know how to orient it because stuff will break, stuff will fall, and stuff, you'll get the print off the bed and you're gonna be like, I didn't even need to use this. So make sure you use the tips that I said and get your shit looking so fly, so fresh, and so clean. Also, this file right here is from do3d.com. Most of my files are from do3d. They always do it good when they have like the files and the deals going on. And all of my files are from them. My Loki, my Prowler, everything's from them. do3d does the best. I'm gonna tag them right here. And I'm also gonna put them in the description down below. So go check them out. do3d, they never lack when it comes to files, man. They always cook. They always go crazy. I got motion. Talk to me, man. I got motion, man. Money spread. I got motion. This is now part 2 of the video. This is sanding. I'm gonna show y'all how to sand, get it smooth like a baby's behind. And I'm gonna show y'all how to get it smooth and looking good. Here we go. Basically, what you wanna start off with, dry sand with the 120. Let me see if y'all can see that. 120 grit. You wanna dry sand. When you think it's good enough, you wanna move up. You wanna move up to the 150 grit right here. 150, dry sand, like I said, keep dry sanding, dry sand. Once you think that's good enough, you wanna move over to the goat.
That's why he's the GOAT.
240 grit. Some may even say you can start off with 240. Me, go in the line because you will get it real smooth if you go each level. With the 240 grit, go crazy with it. Dry sand. 240 gets everything, get in them crevices, get everything. The 240 will get it done for you, trust me. So when you do the 240, after you're done, make sure to always wash your prints. I can never stress it enough. Always wash your prints because when you're sanding, all the dust flakes will fly around everywhere. It'll get all over the print, and you don't want to put Bondo or you don't want to put primer on, and you still got all them dust filters because it'll make it all bumpy and rigid with the dust. So make sure you always wash your prints. Give it a little wash, give it a little bath. So always wash your prints, and when you get that done, we can move on to the next segment. And what's that next segment, you may be asking? Here it is right here. Bondo. I have a little bit left to show y'all. Bondo. What Bondo does, you fill it in. Put that spot putty. You get that spot putty, it fills it all in, all the imperfection that you couldn't get. You fill it in. You put all the Bondo on, you make sure it's filled in. You make sure your print's washed beforehand, and then before you wash, like when you wash your print, then you apply the Bondo. And once you put the Bondo on, you make sure it's getting smoothed down. You can already feel it smooth because you did all that dry sanding work before. Did you do that dry sanding work beforehand, bro? You better have done that dry sanding work like I said. Okay, you did. My bad for getting mad. You did. Well, after you do that dry sanding work, you get the Bondo. Put the Bondo on. Then once you put the Bondo on, you let it dry. It don't take long to dry. It takes 5 minutes max, 5 to 10 minutes to dry. You let it dry, and then you get on it again with the next segment. You get on it again. You might be like, what's the next segment, bro? Like, what's the next segment? Back with the 240. The GOAT 240. You hit it again. Sand. At this point, your sandpaper will be getting cooked. It's just how the game goes. Your sandpaper will be getting fried at an alarming rate. You're gonna have to keep switching out more. So make sure you have sandpaper on you. I'm looking at you in the back, bro. You never prepared. I'm looking at you in the back. Make sure you have sandpaper ready to go. So when you have the sandpaper, you keep sanding. Then from there, you wanna go up to got it. You wanna go up to 400. The thing is, I don't have a 400 on me, so I can't show y'all. But what I can show y'all is the motion. Keep sanding, keep going. Sand. Then once you get up to there, you wanna go up to 600 right here. You wanna go to 600. 600 grit. Sand. Then you wanna go to 800. You wanna go to 1,000. Now when you hit 1,000, I'm gonna show y'all. When you hit 1,000, you wanna stop. You wanna stop at 1,000. Bam! When you hit 1,000, because this is where it starts to be real smooth. So you want to stop at 1,000. Make sure you stop at 1,000. Don't go anywhere higher than 1,000. Stop there. Then once you stop there, you want to hit it with the primer, and that's the next segment. And now we got the next segment, painting. So what you want to do is get yourself some primer. Now, me and my brother both like the 2-in-1 filler and sandable because it does both jobs. And you can sand it back down. You do any mistakes, you can just sand the primer back down. Now, filler primer will do just the same job. I'm gonna throw a picture right here. But 2-in-1 sandable, me and my brother like going with these because it just, you could do everything. You can sand it back down, put more on, sand it back down. Now what you want to do with the primer, you want to do heavy coats, because if you do heavy coats, the layer lines will just disappear. It won't even exist. It will mitigate the layer lines. They will just disappear. It will be gone. So you want to do heavy coats. Me and my brother both like to do 3 heavy coats of primer. 3 heavy coats of primer, because that'll get rid of the layer lines and it'll make everything really smooth once you sand it back down. So do 3 heavy coats of this stuff. And I'm gonna show y'all now the different colorways on how I did the colorways. Now we're gonna get into the colorways and what different colorways I use. So now first off, we got this black satin right here from Bear Premium. You get this black satin right here. This is really good because when you spray it, it just sprays so well. It goes back and forth so well. You can get it onto your print easily with so easy. It sprays well, and most of these colors look very good. I used it for my gauntlet. I'll throw a little sneak peek right here picture. I used it for my gauntlet with the white gloss version, and it is just so good. It's such a good colorway to use. Next, we use for the eyes, I use white gloss from the same brand. You get the white gloss on there, and it just sprays so well. You can tell by the little thing right here how it sprays out. It sprays so well, and it gets good. And then for the purple I use Duplicolored Metal Cast Purple. Now you might be like, bro, what is that, man? Why don't? This can is, you see the nozzle right there? It is so weird to spray, and it doesn't want to spray out all the way. And I don't know why. If you got any tips in the comments, anybody who used spray paint and come across this video, put a tip in the comment on why it sprays out with this nozzle. I hate it, but I managed to get it to work. This color is so good because it's a car paint color. People paint it on their wheels. People paint it on their cars as well. Use the air spray. So this is very good of a colorway to use, and this is the colorway I use for the Prowler. I thought purple would go well with it, and it would be way better for what I was looking for and my jacket. So I just thought purple would just go well with that. I don't know. But yeah, those are the colorways I use, and make sure you get the primer on there so it can stick, because without primer, your spray paint will not stick. It'll just goop right off your paint. You're gonna be like, what the hell is this? What happened? So make sure you always put primer, and then if you want an exact copy of this, use those colorways for the Prowler helmet. Those are the best colorways easily. Now this next segment, we got assembly. How I put it together and make it work. First off, As you can see here on the side, bring it in the camera, you can see I have the magnets right here. They clip with these magnets in here. If you can, let me get it in the camera, you can see them shine right there. With those magnets, all they do, get it together right here. Bam, clips right in. I got these magnets from Micro Center, put them right here, bing. I got it from Micro Center, but you can get them at Home Depot, you can get them at Lowe's, you can get them at any home appliance, heavy duty store. But I got mine from Micro Center. I got some pretty strong magnets. You want really strong magnets because when you're moving and doing some crazy stuff with your head, when you're doing some crazy stuff with your head and moving your stuff with the helmets, you want it to make sure it doesn't just plop right off. You want it to keep it on and make sure it's nice and sturdy. So when you do, if you run into someone or something happens, it'll be nice and sturdy and on there. That's what I did for that. As for these, you saw these earlier. I didn't even glue them in. All you gotta do, pop them right in, and they're really solid. They won't even come out on both sides actually. So for that, you can have it like that. And then for these are interchangeable. I can take these out, put them back in. I can put new ones in. So these come out as well. Right now they don't because I have new mesh. I'm gonna talk about that, but these can come out as well. And that's basically it for the assembly. It wasn't too difficult to assemble. It didn't take long at all. So that's basically it. Now, like I said, for the mesh, I do have an example. This is new mesh that I could put in. DO3D gives you 3 options. They give you this mesh, the mesh you've seen right there, and they give you a solid colorway. So if you don't even want mesh at all, you can just go solid. So I printed out these at the beginning because if you want to add lights, these are the ones you'll need to use. If you don't want lights, if you want that textured feel you see on the helmet, and you can do the different meshes like that, and they're all interchangeable. Plop them out, plop them back in. Magnets will work easily with these. You have these little magnet holes right here going across. So if you always want to interchange it, they're really easy to interchange. It's not that difficult. Plus, as in for the new mesh eyes, I used to have these that came with the file. I printed these out. See, obviously it's a 3D print. I printed these out that came with the file, but I did add lights. So as you can see here, you see that little shine that it has on there. It has a little shine fill, and it's actually PC dust mesh filters. So it's PC filters, and you just cut it out. My brother put me onto that. Shout out to Mr. Will. Put him right here. He put me onto that method, and he gave me some of his. He said, use these will work way better. Plus you're adding lights. So I have the little dust filters in there. You can see it. I just painted it to have clear visibility. You might be wondering, can you even see in that? Yes, because I painted the back. The back is painted black and the other side is white. And once you paint it like that, you can have clear visibility. I don't know why, but the color black just makes you see out from the mesh more. And plus, like I said, I do have the lights in there. So I can just pop that right on like that, and bam, you can't even see my eyes in there because behind this mesh is actually transparent light mesh. So it is a little battery pack in there. I can show y'all. Oh, don't roast me on the wear, man. It's held together by tape, man. Don't roast me, man. But yeah, it's held like that. You got the little wires in there, got the little lights in there. So all in all, that's how I put it together. And instead of using the mesh that they gave me, I just put in a new mesh, and it just worked way better. And it was a neck breaker too when they put it. Oh, you got the lights going. So yeah, the lights were just a way better neck breaker in general. And I'm glad I did it. Shout out to my brother too. I'm glad he told me about the dust filter. Yay! Now for the final part of the video, wearability and survivability, and how did it feel, or comfort and how did I wear it. Now this, at the beginning before I added the lights, was very comfortable. I had no issues with it, nothing. But obviously when I added the lights and the battery pack and the wires and everything, it got a little bit more uncomfortable, but it wasn't too unbearable. And I will be retiring this helmet. I will be retiring this helmet because I'm gonna make a new one bigger. I'm gonna make a bigger one for my head so I can fit in this light up mesh, and I can add more lights on the outside. I will probably make an update on how I did that and everything. But yeah, as in for comfortability, it's very it's very comfortable. It's very comfy, bro. It's very comfy, and how you can wear it is not like banging on the head and everything. Until I added the lights. The lights is where I got uncomfortable, and it was like, man, I gotta take this off from time to time. But other than that, it came out really sick. I'm gonna put some pictures right here that's not released yet. If you made it this far, here's your little reward. I'm gonna put some pics right here. But yeah, all in all, it wasn't too bad to wear, and it was very fun to wear. Like, people loved it. It's Prowler, again, is not the most popular character, but when you know Prowler, you know Prowler. So it was very comfortable, and that's basically it for how I wore it. You know, I put my twist out. With my hair out, it added some more room, and I didn't add any padding in it. But my next helmet, the bigger one that I'll make, I'm gonna add padding, but I didn't need to add any padding because it already fits snug on my head, and it was already pretty comfortable. So all in all, it wasn't bad. I'm proud. And yeah, that's that's how I made the Prowler Miles helmet, Prowler mask, Earth 42 helmet, whatever you want to call it. That is exactly how I made it from start to finish. I showed y'all, I went into Kira, my software, I went into everything and showed y'all where I got the file from and all of that. And I'm glad I made this video because someone out there might want to make it. Someone out there might use this tutorial. Someone out there might take some of these tips. These videos that I'm going to make from now on are just going to be informative, and obviously it's going to have some humor mixed in there, but it's going to be mostly informative on how I make my projects and how I make these characters come to life. Like I said, I'm glad y'all tuned in. I thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, your night, your weekend, your weekday, whenever y'all motherfuckers is watching this. Have a great rest of your day, and I thank you all for watching so much. I thank you for the support. The support recently on the first short and video has been insane. I didn't even imagine that it'll go that big. I didn't think that many people would be interested, but thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. This is part 1. Part 2 will have the gauntlet. I know y'all want to see how the gauntlet was made. I know y'all want to see it. So part 2 will be the gauntlet and how I made that, how I oriented it, how I sanded it, just like this video. I'm gonna go into Kira and explain it all. But thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day, your night. Peace.